So back from Austria, from Wien. So there's been a, so this is the first show I've had in a while, right? Manny? So first off, we got a lot to talk about. Of course, the protests in Austria. I was at the UN, at the IAEA, every day, all day. So we had some great activists from all over the world there. So before we get going with that, I want to talk just briefly, because I was doing the play-by-play on Weber State football while we were gone, sticking it to the NCAA. So this is important. And I want to give a call out to the Weber State offensive line and to Josh Davis, who's a Utah young man.
Ooh, native.
Yeah. Broke the all-time school record in rushing Saturday. They were down 21-14 at halftime in that game. What a second half. Ho, ho, ho. But anyway, they third most yards in school history for a team. Jackson had 158. And so, but this is important that we do not forget this as Weber State alumni students is the program. I dedicated this season to, of course, Bruce Handley and young Smith, Tyron Smith. He's the all-time leading rusher in the history of Weber State football. He died in a jail cell this year. 26 years old, he had a stroke and a heart attack in the prime of his life. I knew him. He was in perfectly good condition. He became distraught. He became a mess. He became homeless. He had issues. He had no support network from the NCAA, because they rip up student-athletes' contracts. He had no support network from Weber State University. He became homeless. He became distraught. He had a headache. He had serious head injuries. You could tell. I talked to him. He had some ridiculous low-level warrants that weren't really anything. He became homeless. He was at the homeless shelter in Salt Lake. The cops picked him up, threw him in a jail cell. He was trying to communicate to them that he was sick, that he wasn't feeling well, that he had issues. He had another heart attack and stroke in the jail cell and died. This is the #1 rusher in the history of Weber State football. Now let's not forget, Weber State football, the most corrupt program probably in the country, was given the death sentence. Probably the losingest program over a 100-year period in all of college football. I mean, the team was an absolute disaster. Worst coach in the history of maybe college football, a guy named Jody Sears. So Jay Hill rolls into town. I'm in Jay's Hill's thing, and so this is more than football. Yeah, this is more than football. This is cultural. This is cultural. The corruption that's gone on over here, and Jay Hill knows all this. He got offered 10 times. He's sticking this out culturally. This is more than wins and losses. He, Randy Ray, both, I'm in both their ears. They've had it with the NCAA in these year-over-year contracts. They've had it with the corporate sponsors. I'll tell you what, one thing that Jay's done, because I'm out there on the field, this ridiculous PR firm they have that goes at halftime and distracts the game that's ridiculous, he threw them off the field. They're out of there. They're not there no more. So there's a lot of steps, and I'm in Jay, so this is about the student-athlete, and Jay Hill will tell you this is about the student-athlete. Now, the oligarchy that's running this, well, they think they're wannabe oligarchs around here. A bunch of car-selling fools. They're not going to leave the field without getting clawing and, dragging. But the culture is changing. It has to change, and it's changing. And this turnaround on this football team is historic. I mean, this team is good. Call out to the offensive line. Call out to that whole team. Now, were you at the game Saturday?
Yeah, I was at the game.
How good was that second half, huh?
Yeah. They were struggling in the first half. In the second half, they just woke up.
Whoa. Like you said, they got to start throwing the ball a little bit.
They got to start airing it out.
So they're going back and forth in quarterbacks. Jay, Constantine, and then the young guy from Washington.
I personally don't like that. I don't like the double quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, you pick one quarterback, you ride with them.
Well, the only issue why Coach Jay is trying to switch out both quarterbacks, because again, Jake is our starter, and ever since he got hurt on the second game of the season, obviously that's when he had to start basically transitioning with different quarterbacks. So now Jake is still on that verge of like trying to come back and try to still become like the starter again. But with this direction that with Coach Jay that's doing, I think it's good because for one, it's giving more time and playing for both quarterbacks. Same with the running backs. Why do you think Josh is not getting that much carries all the time? He's giving more playing time for all the other.
Well, that's Jay Hill's style. And that's the old University of Utah style. Jay Hill's style has always been that way. Is get a lead and then go to the big backs and pound their brains in. And that's what he does. And those two big backs that he comes in late with, Smith and Jackson, they are beasts.
They are big
They
boys.
are beasts.
Big boys.
And these guys, so I'm friends with the old man, the defensive coordinator up there, which he's not even on the, he doesn't even list as one of the coaches. He calls himself the advisor. And he told me before the game this week, he says, those guys are going to wish they were off the field by the third quarter. So that's their M.O. So, but, I call it the Wattis curse, and we know how heartbreaking that game was last year at Maine. Here. Me and Cole did the play-by-play, froze our asses off. And that was a heartbreaker.
It was.
And so, let's hope not this year, huh?
No, I think this year we're on the road.
Yeah, I do too. And I've had a lot of conversations with Jay. I interviewed Jay before the playoff game over there at the basketball game. Klauke interviewed him too. And by the way, if you're listening to KLO and Klauke and Raybill, we liven it up a little bit, but I've been gone, and we'll liven it up and
we'll spice it up a little.
Yeah, we'll get her rolling again here. Our next home game isn't until the 9th. And so we'll get this going for the playoffs, and then basketball season's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're sitting, we're right behind the visitors' bench. I'll be doing the play-by-play. You guys come on in. And, and we got a really young team there, too. But what this is about, this is the whole idea of mine and Manuel's and Coach Ray's is we're tired of the NCAA exploiting our student athletes. We're tired of the NCAA exploiting our university. They don't put any money back in here. Now, as you know, Dr. Hanley died. I taught with Dr. Hanley for a long time. He's the best football player in the history of this school. He was the finance dean when we were the #1 school of business. He died this year. And he donated his brain at the end to the foundation that studies brain injuries in NCAA footballs. Now, I was on the committee in the 90s, as he was. And this is the most famous player in Weber State football history.
Did he play?
He was a O-line.
O-line?
Or D-line, excuse me, D-line. He was a tackle.
Okay.
He was a beast. This is in the 60s.
Okay.
We're old-timers,
This is way back
so,
when.
we were the #1 school of finance over there in the 80s and 90s. He was the finance dean. Ogden guy, from Ogden, born and raised here, Ogden High. But he... in the 90s, the corruption, everything was going. We did the due diligence. They were bleeding $1.5 million a year. He voted to kill the program, and so. But he was, but he donated his brain. So there needs to be some change in college athletics at the university level. This university is a state university. This isn't BYU.
Yeah.
This is a state university funded by the Utah State taxpayers and the student body. So this is their team, this is their school, and the student athlete is no joke. It ain't like the old days when I was hanging around here. They don't spoon-fed these guys,
No.
like they might be some of that, but not like when I was a kid.
Back in the day, it was like you're a celebrity.
And you didn't even go to school, and
you didn't go to school.
And
you wrote your name down, you got straight A's, you're there.
I remember Ruben Nemhart. So Ruben, who I consider the best basketball player maybe to ever play at this school basketball, and that's saying a lot besides Damien, of course.
Yeah, Dave Dollar.
So, he took that freaking crown and ran with it.
Yep.
And so I remember being in a class with Ruben, and I was helping teach it. I was a student teacher then. And he's like, God, this class is way too hard for me, Kev. I got to talk to Coach. And I said, you go talk to Coach, whatever, and it was one of the easier ones. So, but that's the way it was in those days. And then the coach came and had a talk with you. Being a student athlete ain't no joke these days.
It isn't really.
I mean, you know how many hours a day they practice up there?
Oh, yeah.
And then
they're working.
They're in the library right now, 3 of them. Josh is in the library now. I just talked to him. And so I'm like, they're studying. And so
they're really emphasizing the student athlete first.
Finally.
Instead of just the athlete and just going over the student.
So I just got back from Austria. Weber State has 12 players playing in Europe right now off the basketball teams. And Clary and Jeremy Sieglin's there, Ball and Boy, and
Jeremy Sieglin's over there?
Yeah, he is now, and so is So is Bowling Boy.
Bowling Boy, okay.
He's playing for a Russian team. Damien's cousin.
Okay.
Remember him?
Yeah.
God, he was good. I'll take him. He's over there playing.
You have, not to change the sports, but football too. You have JJ in the German Football League, and he just played in the German Bowl.
Oh, he did?
This last weekend.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He just played in the German Bowl. He's on, I think his team's called like the Unicorns or something like that.
Really?
But yeah, I met him my freshman year, and he's the quarterback here. And
Catwell.
JJ, I want to say...
Isn't it Cantwell?
No, it's Clark.
Oh, Clark. Okay, I know who you're talking.
Yeah. He went to the German Football League, and he was just played in the German, their Super Bowl over there.
I didn't know that.
Weekend. Yeah.
God, I'm glad you told me that.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, of course, we have 2 NFL players off the 2017 team. You know, what's his name? He's the starting cornerback for the Bills, and the Bills are good this year.
Johnson.
Tehran.
Yeah.
Tehran. Yeah, and the Bills are good.
Yeah, Bills are doing great.
And so then we have the big tight end. It's down at he's playing for the Cardinals. So the emphasis here, and you know me as the activism, is I won't say it on the radio. I probably should, because we can now. We can say whatever we want on this radio because they sold our signal. You do know that.
Oh, really? Okay.
So we're digital.
Say what you gotta say.
So we're digital copyright.
I say whatever I gotta
So
say.
it ain't, we got to watch those 7 words no more.
Yeah.
We can say whatever we want. Legally, and this is a universe. And last I checked, you guys are adult young men, right?
Exactly.
You're not a kid.
Yeah. This isn't high school.
Right.
It's college.
Right.
We're all men here.
Right.
We're all,
Let's act
young men,
like
young
it.
women.
And this isn't some Bodunk University anymore.
No, like, since I've been here since freshman year, like, Weaver State's blown up. Just from
Amazing.
people even coming here, people going to the games, people even walking to class. Like, I remember walking to class my freshman year, there was nobody walking to class. Nobody was here.
There's 27,000 students here.
Exactly. And then it's just, I really feel like as the years go by, it's really going to start blowing up. Weaver State's going to really start blowing up as a really big college.
So, by the way, the best athlete on this campus, and I told Damian Lillard this right to Damian's face. I said, standing right here, and the 2 of them are both standing here. I says, right here now, it's a debate who the best athlete is, him or that guy right there. Have you seen that mascot?
Who, Waldo?
Have you, that kid that is the mascot? You know, he's the national...
isn't he back-to-back mascot champion, I think, right? He's going 4 this year?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Our cheerleading team's crazy too, and the dance team.
Yeah, the cheerleading team's #1.
Yeah, they're crazy.
This dude, have you seen him go? Holy cow!
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, and so there's a lot going on here with Weaver State athletes. Of course, then we have Damien.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that I love about Damien, I've known him since he was a freshman here. And, you know...
Shout out the Bay Area too, Oakland.
Yeah, and so the kid. And so he... you know, I'm like, we got an NBA player playing up here. And everybody's like, no. And I says, yeah. Randy Ray knew it.
And he comes down, too. He comes down and watches the games.
He was here during the summer. He was here during this past summer.
Yeah, I did the alumni game. I did it. You
did that? Okay.
Yeah, I did the alumni. You have to look it up. So he comes over and talks to me. I says, you know, before he walks on the floor, we're talking. I got the camera going on him. He's on the radio here. And I'm like, all right. So he walks out on his own 3-point shooting contest and his half-court shooting It's, you know, the contest. So he's in it. He walks out. It's this first 3-point. Walks out, half-pointer, first shot, nothing but net.
Man really he just turned over the whole organization of the Trailblazers, too.
Amazing.
Just single-handedly. Those 2 shots and just...
Yeah.
Man's crazy.
So when he was here, Weaver did nothing for him. The state, it was all Jimmer.
Jimmer for debt.
And he was going to play against BYU, and he broke his foot right before the game. And
Damien did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was out. You know, he referenced, and then they lost that famous game to Montana when they were up by 20 points at halftime. So he didn't get to play in a tournament.
And he only played 1 year here, right?
No, he played 3.
3 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 full years and a partial. But so I says, Damien, here's what, and he's a smart guy, really smart guy. He has a big IQ. And so I'm like, Damien, they didn't do anything for you when you were here, but you take the high road.
Yeah.
And you give back, and
I understand he bought a house here, and he spends a lot of time here. I seen him just here when he was here before. And he was walking through right over there. I'm like, hey, Damien. nobody was going up to him.
He's very always goes back to his roots. Always knows like where he come from. Never forgets like I came from Weber State, small college, but that was my home back in the day. You know what I mean?
I like his interview he did with Dan Patrick, and he said, well, it wasn't like I was walking around Weber State and not making friends. I have a lot of friends on this campus, and that's how he and I became friends. Yeah. And so he's taken the high road as the student athlete. So, but he's turned into this commodity.
Yeah.
At the tournament game, at the alumni game, I sat with his two bodyguards, sat right next to me. You can see the videos. That's the two bodyguards that are paid by the Portland Trailblazers. And then, of course, he's got how many?
Got to keep him safe.
Well, you see what his contracts are?
Huge.
It's beyond.
He just got paid.
It's sick.
Yeah, he just got paid.
And so I talked to him and I says, well, Damon, are you really even a basketball player, or are you a commodity to sell sports merchandise? And then we had to talk about, so I have the last Damian Lillard jersey this university's ever going to sell. I have it. I'm going to hang it on the wall. I'm going to get him to sign it.
Yeah, put it right here.
We're going to put it right here, and we're going to get Damian to sign it. And so they were selling jerseys after the draft, and then after he got rookie year, flying out that door at $169 a crack. I says, you were on buses, you were on billboards.
Yeah.
So, and so professional sports, the way it's evolved, it's sick.
How much they're getting paid, too.
Well, I had season tickets the first year the Jazz were here in '79. We weren't even old enough to drink. We were 19 years, and I was a DJ here.
Nice.
With, who was on the Jazz? Pistol Pete?
Yeah, he only played 7 games here. He was hurt, but big Gentle Ben Pocat, and then they traded for Ron Boone, and so. But anyway, season tickets were $140 for the year.
Oh, wish it was like that.
First row.
Oh, first row.
First row in the back. $140 for the year. Sam Battistone owned them, so all us kids, we used to have kegs in this. Right here.
Really?
In this radio station. It was legal back in those days.
Yeah.
And so we used to take a bus from the university down there. We weren't old enough to drink. And Battistone used to send us over rounds of drinks. And so we all decided, Weber State, all us maniacs, decided we were pissed because they raised 16-ounce beers from $1 to $1.25.
Oh.
So we
that's crucial for a college student.
So there's some of my first activism that worked. So we protested at the game. We had made banners right here. Yeah. We had banners that Battistone lowered the prices back to $1.
Did they do it?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Worked out.
And so then in '84, when they went to the playoffs, Layden turned them around. They won the division. Courtside playoff tickets, $12.
Playoffs?
Yeah, so you know who sits at Weber State basketball games, and he sits right behind me, and me and him visit. Frank Layden sits at our games here. And so
that's insane.
Call out to students and the community. If you haven't seen this football team play, it's not the old Weber State football, right?
Yeah.
They
came a long way.
This team is good. And it's exciting football. And I want to say this, too. It's physical as hell. Oh, my God. And so, again, I'm against these NCAA contracts, and so California's finally passed the bill. They got it through.
Yeah.
And Gavin. And so student athletes can promote themselves now, and the state of California has to give all college athletes a safety net, a support net of insurance, and a support safety net for brain injury, football, blah, 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 blah. It's passed into law. The NCAA come out and told California, we're pulling your bowl games. Gavin said, go ahead. I got news. Most bowl games are in California. We're going to pull you.
Yeah.
So these coaches, and I've talked to Jay about this, and FBS football, and if a lot of people don't know this isn't professional football like Alabama and Oklahoma and the same old. This is a tournament. This is a real tournament with 16 teams that go into it.
Yep. And
it's brutal football. And like you were saying, they're going to have to start passing this ball a little once tournament time comes, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I'm a West Coast kid, so like.
Oh, you are?
West Coast offense, you gotta sling it.
So where are you from down there?
I'm from the Bay Area.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
right
that's why
on.
I'm a Damian Lillard
Same here.
fan.
Oh yeah, so I'm I'm the marine biologist down there. That's what I do.
Oh, really?
I'm a marine
Nice.
biologist. I work the coast. I'm the Fukushima guy on the disaster.
Oh,
my PhD is the cause and effect of Fukushima. You Google that typos, you're going to get me right where you live. And so
nice.
so Damian's your guy.
That's my boy. I'm a Warriors fan because
Yeah.
right now. It's
Yeah.
true. But after going, just Damian Lillard was kind of one of the reasons I came over here because it was like, oh, he came from
Really?
the area because I never seen the snow.
Yeah.
Like anything below 60 degrees is like that's
Nice.
freezing to me. So this whole environment was.
And we
totally
love
different.
and we love the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I mean, what's not to love about it besides the pollution?
Yeah,
But
pollution.
we try, so I
A lot
spent
of culture back there. A lot of culture.
There
goes
is.
Really good. Goes deep.
And so, Damian's put us really on the map, which we already should have been, because we've always had a legendary basketball program here.
Mm-hmm.
But Damian always says, because he wore number 1 here.
Yeah.
And he changed to 0,
To
remember?
0.
And he says, no, that's O. That ain't no 0, that's O.
Oh, yeah.
He says, that's for Oakland, Ogden,
yeah.
and Oregon.
He has it tatted on his arm too.
Yeah.
The big O.
So, what do you guys think it's going to take to get more students in the seats at the basketball games this year?
Honestly, I mean, we gotta do good because
Yeah.
that's what brings people in. Let's just be real.
Yeah, well, winning teams.
But
And we've had some of those,
yeah, and then we have those like whiteout nights where like everybody wears white and stuff. You know what I mean?
So I'm against Burke's merchandising, so you know. So I brought. See what I got on today?
Yeah.
I buy the retro stuff. I
Yeah.
buy the retro stuff. So, but Weaver State retro stuff ain't easy to find.
Exactly. That could be a big thing because nowadays everything's coming back. History repeats itself.
Yeah, yeah.
So not my day or nowadays my era. We like the retro stuff.
Yeah,
We
me
like
too.
the stuff that was made in the 80s. We like the stuff that was made in the 70s. Yeah.
Look at these slacks. These slacks are 1971.
See, yeah, always go back because that's just like I don't know. It was more pure. It was more just.
Well, it
like,
was quality made stuff,
quality,
man.
exactly.
This country was socialist then, you
'Cause
know.
Nowadays you can get a picture and slap it on a T-shirt and they could be made in 2 seconds.
Yeah, and it's
You know what I mean?
junk.
And
You
it's
know,
junk.
and it's my point isn't even the economics. I'm an economist.
Mm.
You know, I taught finance for years, but I talk about the morality issue. I don't want to exploit slaves in freaking Indonesia for 2 cents or 7 cents an hour. I don't want to do it just from a morality issue.
Yeah.
And so, I think the Bay Area of California, and speaking of the Bay Area of California, Tom Brady, but Aaron Rodgers. How about him yesterday?
Let's not talk about that because it was against my Raiders, so I don't want to.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It was the Raiders, wasn't it?
After third quarter, I'm like, this man's gonna throw 10 touchdowns. He's on the road.
Two legendary quarterbacks that could have played for my team, but instead they both my teams just basically did not see anything talented in both.
So you're a Niners fan?
Yeah.
Forever faithful.
I'm
God,
Raiders.
wow, how great were those Niners in the day?
How different compared to we both are, because I too am from the Bay Area, because I'm from San Francisco, so we're both from opposite teams.
Yeah.
We're both from the opposite areas
Over
of
the
the
bridge.
area.
Over the bridge. The
So
Bay Bridge.
I spend a lot of time in North Beach there,
Okay.
and so Kerouac, because I'm a pseudo de facto
Yeah.
writer. I'm an artist, so but I'm down there. So I was down there last year because we do an event for Fukushima every year, and then I work tide pools
Okay.
up and down there. And so me and Patrick are down there, and I'm like, really? There's a Kerouac museum? He ain't been dead long enough to have a museum. But I sit in his bar and drink, and I spent a lot of time in San Francisco as a child when, oh my God, whoa, what a city that was when I was a kid. I'm going back to the Velvet Underground. You know what that song's about? That's Stevie Nicks, and so the Velvet Underground was Warhol's gig had moved to San Francisco, and you think, everybody says the Summer of Love. The 60s had nothing on the 70s. Oh my Lord, the things I saw things I did when I was 18, 19 years old in the Bay, you wouldn't get arrested, you would get shot.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same nowadays, though, too, if you think about it. It
So,
got worse.
that's the thing that brings us back. This is good to tie in the Bay with our catastrophe we've got going on our ocean right now on the type. It's an acute collapse. But we have guys like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady who both are from the area they're high IQ guys.
Yeah.
Very.
No, I think they're top 2. I think Brady's one, and I honestly think Rodgers too.
Yeah.
They're going to go down as top 2.
So just so you know, so don't tell anybody this, but I put $50 on the Packers to win the Super Bowl this year at 50 to 1.
Ooh.
Against
Against paid
who?
out.
Against the league.
Alright.
They were 50 to 1 before the season started this year. You know how bad they were last year?
But can Rodgers stay healthy this season, though?
Yeah.
Good, that's the whole case.
He's the team.
Because last season he did not play because he got injured.
Right, and that was it. Once he's hurt, goodbye, over.
Yep, Green
So
Bay's done.
that's what it is. That's football, right?
Yes.
And see, that's our point at college athletics. And so, like I said, Jay knows this. FBS football, that brand of football, if people don't know, you watch it. I'm down on the field. I do the play-by-play. We have a tent set up right down on the field. You'll see. You guys will see.
Yeah.
You'll sit there with me. It's a great spot because we get to know the players and we get to go to the coaches. It's so physical. I don't know how many of these guys make it one season.
Yeah.
This is a physical brand of football, FBS football. And so the best team Weaver's ever had was the 2017 team. Of course, they lost on that.
Yeah.
So it's an exciting time for us as, the community, not just to wrap around, because there's lots and lots of local players.
Yeah.
In fact, I see Case Hadley, who's a pseudo-facto relative of mine. He's on the field. He was playing, and then Rashid's hurt. I call him the Rocket.
The Rocket.
Yeah,
Like that.
yeah, and so
Every punt return that man gets, he takes it to the house.
Yeah.
Flag.
yeah, flag.
Oh.
I did the game
Pisses
at
me off.
I
Every
did the
time.
game in
He's in the hut. Oh, flag. Another
so
one.
San Diego State. I did the
Yep.
game,
Yeah, I saw that game.
and so I did the play-by-play, and so I'm telling everybody, it's just me down there, and I'm like, because I spent about half my life in San Diego anyway, PB.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and so I'm like, he's from San Diego. It's his birthday. And I says, they're one kick return from winning this game. They're only down 6-0. Right as I said it, there he goes. And here comes I called it the Phantom Flag from La Jolla. I says, he's gone to Tijuana. And but now they won't kick to him.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I've noticed that. They won't even kick the ball to him.
Yeah, so that's
how you know.
Yeah, that's how you know.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
If you're scared to kick the ball or punt to she,
So do you guys go to the basketball games?
I try to. I
Yeah.
try to make them miss. Because I when I first came here, they were in March Madness. I think a few years before I came here. So I was like, oh, we're gonna go to the March Madness game.
Which they've been to March Madness many times in this school's history, and they've had many heartbreaking losses.
Yeah,
Very.
Yeah, and so, but the last 2 times has not done so well, but they're young, and so I like me and Randy are friends, and so Randy, he's been here for 20 years, and we're talking the likes of, Dick Motta coached here, NBA Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Gene Vischer coached here. Phil Johnson coached here.
Wow.
I mean, so you're, 4 NBA coaches in a row, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And he's been here longer than anybody, but the thing that Randy, he really is he's a stickler for prepping young men, not for the NBA. Don't sell them the fairy tale. And he's a big stickler on that,
Yeah.
but he's put a lot into the European leagues. But his graduation rate's pretty high.
Yeah.
And Jay's is starting to move up. We're way ahead of the University of Utah.
Yeah.
And so, and by the
A lot of
way,
people are going places after Weaver State. They're not just,
yeah,
not saying that you're not getting a regular job is bad, but I'm just saying, like, if you're playing football, you want to play, you want to play for the NFL, you want to play for, anywhere.
my line is, and
Or
it's
you
been
would
for
want to be
years.
qualified to even get into the draft in the first place.
Yeah.
It's just like you were saying, because it was like, we're not like Alabama, because like in Alabama you're a 5-star recruit in the world. You know what I mean? You have an opportunity to go in the NFL. For this league, it's like you really have to prove yourself, because you're either a local or you're
going to be one in
or something.
The reality, you're talking 1 in 1,000.
Exactly. So you really got to prove something on that field.
And
you
so
gotta,
you can't be selling that dream. Now, if that happens, it happens. Good for you. And you go get your brains bashed in, and the average NFL career is less than 3 years anyway. So this is not what college athletics should be about. Winning and losing, of course. We want to win, right?
Win.
Who don't want to win? That's part of our society that we live in. But this is about building characters of people. And we have, I could tell you, because I've been involved with this program for decades, the character of the young man on this